And welcome back to the show. You're joining us on this Friday morning for some sunrise, and now in the studio is from the Breck Fine Art Gallery, Jim Tillich. Good morning, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you this morning?
Oh, very good. How was your holiday?
Very nice. We've had a lot of people in. We've had a really good time.
Yeah, good.
And good snow.
Yeah, I've heard about the snow. I was out of town when the last storm came, so I was missing it quite a bit. But I'm hoping to get out, tomorrow and really catch up with some. Maybe there's a couple of powder stashes out there I can get into.
Really enjoy it.
Yeah,
yes.
Really enjoy that.
Yes.
But one of my favorite things to do in Breckenridge, if I have some time and just walking around the street and enjoying the town, I have to go in the Breckenridge Fine Art Gallery. It's such a great location. And so tell me about if someone is going in there for the first time, what the experience would be like.
Well, I like Impressionism, and the French started it in about 1880.
Okay.
And then they built it up for the next, say, 40 years. In about 1920, they stopped painting it quite as much, but the rest of the world picked up on it.
Okay.
So the art I carry usually has something to do with being based in French Impressionism.
Okay.
Impressionism.
Which is a style that as the artist is painting a scene into their own form, how they see it, right?
Yeah, their impression of what they see in that scene, exactly. So that's what people will see. And of course I've got art from about 40 different countries.
Wow.
So each country has its own style of Impressionism, but it still goes back to French Impressionism, because that was the base.
Right, sure. And last week you brought in a couple of examples of that, and they were just two totally different but yet similar in style and with their genre, but you can see the artist's differences. This week you bring in two pieces. I looked at both, and they're really close together, I feel like. And of course, my style, my eye in terms of differences in art may not be really well trained, but to me they kind of look like the same artist could have done it, but they're two artists from different sides of the world.
Exactly. The snow piece that you're looking at now, this gentleman is actually from Pakistan.
Okay.
His name is Inam. He only has one name, which I think is kind of neat.
Yeah.
And what his feeling is, obviously it's a little bit impressionistic. He uses a palette knife and he uses a brush sometimes, but he likes the vertical, the uplift, and he feels like art should have a structure.
Right.
And so that's what he likes to paint.
Well, you see great three-dimensional depth with that too. As you go further in with the forest there, it gets darker, but you still have that presence that you're just going to have more and more of those aspens there. It's a real beautiful scene, and you can see more pieces from this artist as well in the gallery.
Yes, I have about 7 of his artworks in the gallery.
Okay.
Sometimes he paints green, very green, sometimes very orange, but he always has structure, trees, and you just enjoy looking at it.
Yeah.
And he is a serene person, and he wants you to feel good and relaxed when you look at his art.
Yeah, which is really great too. As you go into the Breckenridge Fine Art Gallery, if you have a question about some of the art you're seeing, you can answer really just about anything. You know these artists very well, and as you were describing this artist in particular, and then in each artist then too, it brings something different to the gallery.
They do. It's like someone who, say, a chef. A chef can take all sorts of ingredients, and it tastes a little bit different, but it's the same salmon or steak or whatever it may be. Artists are the same way.
Yeah.
They put together their oils and they mix them. Very few artists use oil right out of the tube anymore. They mix it, they let the colors blend, and then what it does is it gives more of an impression, more of a feeling. Because as musicians often say, sound and color go together. Certain sounds look like certain colors.
Yeah.
And so certain attitudes go with certain pieces of art and the coloration.
Very interesting. And then so to go into the second piece here you brought in, it's another beautiful landscape piece. Tell me about that.
This artist is actually a Korean. He is an impressionist, as you see. And this happens to be South Texas, right below San Antonio.
Oh, really? Okay. Does he live in the U.S. now, or he was just traveling over here?
He comes and goes.
Okay, very good.
His name is Gantner. He took the name of his American friends.
Okay.
And just an amazing man, because he'll go to France, paint the south of France, then he paints the north of Italy, Then he goes to South Texas and
Wow.
he paints the bluebonnets and the Indian paintbrushes. And then he goes back to Korea and lives there most of the year.
It sounds like great work if you can get it. Tell me about this piece, though, and his style that we see in it.
Well, he isn't making big brush strokes. What he's doing, he wants to show you the hill country. You see in the distance there, you've got the rolling hills of the area around San Antonio, and live oak on the right-hand side, and then a pass, so you're going somewhere. So his theory here is, number one, beauty.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you paint, it has to look good.
Okay.
Unless it's just a crazy piece of art. But,
Sure.
you know, that doesn't always sell to the average person. You've got a place to go in the art, you've got beautiful colors, you've got a memory, and it's a real place in South Texas.
Yeah.
When the bluebonnets are blossoming every March in Texas, people come from everywhere to see it. Just hills and valleys full of beautiful bluebonnets and Indian paintbrushes, which are the orange-colored ones. Very beautiful, and so he captured it. So he paints more for the beauty of the moment. He's not trying to make a big emotional statement, but it is a memory, and it is beauty, and then, of course, being a real location, that's kind of fun.
And something lasting too. You can.
Yeah.
It's something that you can, a piece that you could have and to look at for a long time.
Exactly.
Well, and again, you'd see more art like this and much more at the Breckenridge Fine Art Gallery. Describe where we can find the gallery in Breckenridge.
Right on Main Street. You go down as soon as you get to Park. You turn right. The gallery is at Park and Main, 427 South Main. And we're there basically 10 in the morning till 8 at night.
Okay.
And later if people are coming in. But basically, we enjoy having people in just any hour of the day or night, especially in season. You know how it is.
Right, right.
Our number is 453-9500. We'll also set up appointments if someone says, hey, I've got a party going on, I want to bring some friends over.
Okay.
We'll stay late for them
And accodifferent.
give
That
them a
sounds good.
tour of
All
the
right.
gallery.
And it's just a great space too, and lots of room to see all the artwork. So you said 40 different countries are represented
Yes,
in
yes.
there, and so I don't even want to think about how many artists are there as well. But
Yes.
just some amazing pieces, and then we'll actually start seeing some of the artists coming in for their shows here soon, right?
Yes, each time I have a show, I'll bring the artist here on Friday morning, let you interview them.
Can't
and
wait.
Kind of get a feel for
Yeah.
what their personality is like, because a personality is what paints a scene. The color, the composition, it's a package deal.
You
And
bet.
so I also have some terrific historical pieces. I'll bring those maybe in the next month.
Okay, well, look forward to it.
Okay.
Well, Jim, it was great to see you again. Thanks for telling us about the artwork that you brought in here today. And again, you can find the Breckenridge Fine Art Gallery right at the south end of Main Street in Breckenridge, right at the corner of Park and Main. So stop on in today and see for yourself just some great world-class fine art. So we're going to take another quick break. Don't forget, watch Wind Still to Come, another look at your snow and weather. Scotty Bondo, hopefully staying out of trouble there. We're going to catch up with him here shortly, and more great interviews to come in this edition of Sun Sunrise. So stick around. We'll be right back after this break.